Is an oil filter. They look like little cups, little black dirty cups, and they're meant to filter out any impurities or any imperfections in the oil before it makes its way to the burner. So as the oil is coming in, it's going to pass through this filter before it goes to the burner.
That's for oil? They have an oil filter? That's on the oil?
Fuel. That oil burner, so if you're trying to categorize and figure out what type of system you're looking at, the filter goes under fuel. Oil filter. So it's going to go on the side where it says oil, and underneath that it's going to say oil filter. Okay?
Is there a mechanism to filter out the water?
Filter out water? What? The water that's in the boiler?
In the oil.
In the oil? I don't know that. I don't know. Okay, so far we're looking at a cast iron steam system that's oil fired. Good enough. It most likely is atmospherically vented. I can't see it from this angle. It could be sealed, but chances are it's atmospherically vented. When we see some sealed systems can use this aluminum flute pipe. Yes.
You put down condensing vented, but you never gave us a definition.
Well, we'll get to it. We'll get to condensing and we'll get to sealed a little bit later. Atmospheric and sealed can still use the same aluminum flute pipe. One is open and one would be attached to like a fan or something to induce the draft. So in this case, I really can't tell if I have to get a little closer to it to see. But what I can tell you about the system is that it's a cast iron sectional, it's an oil fired, it's a steam system. Okay, let's take a couple of steps back. Boilers and hot water heaters exist in combustion appliance zones. They are combustion appliances and they live in combustion appliance zones. So anywhere you have combustion happening inside of a building, that is considered a combustion appliance zone. If it so happens that we have a gigantic warehouse that has no floors, it's just one big open space. Like this place. Imagine if this place had nothing else in it. It's just open, completely open, and I have a boiler in there. That whole room becomes a combustion appliance zone. You understand? So a combustion appliance zone is limited to the four walls that holds the combustion appliance in. And it separates the air from that place from the air from another zone. Okay? So in that case, if we had a boiler in this space, and we didn't have these partition walls up, right? It was just an open space. This whole space would be the combustion appliance zone relative to out there. You feel me? So therefore, how do I want the pressure in here versus the pressure out there? I want the pressure in here to be positive and the pressure out there to be more negative. So that way the airflow is always going from out there into here and never reverse. Because if it goes in reverse, there's a chance that, right, it still does occur in this space. So here's the thing. That place should be negative with respect to this, and this should be positive with respect to this. You got me? So I'm talking about three zones now. I'm talking about out there, in here, and in here. Three different zones. Negative, positive, negative. Did I say that right? Yeah.
That way the air in here is pushing
I'm sorry.
You said positive, negative.
Excuse me. Positive,
positive.
Negative.
No, you want
Positive
to negative.
to negative.
Positive to negative.
You understand?
Yes.
I don't want to confuse anybody with this.
First of all, you got to remember, hold on, for it to be positive.
Early in the morning for this shit. All right.
Hold on, I'm YouTubing this. You got to watch your language. I'm YouTubing this. You got to watch your language.
Positive to this negative. Right. You understand? Okay.
So that air pushes into the boiler room.
Right.
You have to remember, it has to be compared to something.
If ever this room goes negative with respect to this,
stays positive.
That still stays positive, so that way it won't go out there to where everybody's at.
But still, if you open
That's
that,
double positive.
Right, that's kind of like double positive
Positive.
with respect to this and that.
This is basically 0,
Right.
and that's negative.
And that's negative. And that's positive. Okay, I like that. So, combustion appliance zones. I'm sorry, what happened? I messed you up? Positive?
Combustion compliance zone.
Appliance
Compliance zone should be.
and everything to be able to test the pressure inside the flue with respect to the CAS, or the combustion appliance zone. That same manometer you saw him use on the blower door, the manometer he used and gives you the reading, is the same manometer you can use to test the pressure inside the combustion appliance with respect to the room, and the room with respect to the rest of the house. And you can get that reading and tweak your supply and exhaust fans to make up the proper CFMs.
using fans to depressurize, like the bathroom vent.
Right.
So,
To the vent.
so to find the delta pressure, you use a manometer.
I'm sorry. Let me answer his question. His question is quick. You said
To find the
use
delta-
manometer to detect pressure.
The delta pressure.
The delta difference in pressure.
Yeah.
Yes. Manometers. That's what they use.
Said the same thing.
What's up?
Using,
Fellas, I'm sorry, gentlemen. I love your sense of humor, but I got to get to this guy's question. What's up, bro?
Because I've seen a system where they'll use like a fan inside the boiler room, but then you can hear the fan inside.
Domestic hot water, it's okay. Furnaces, obviously we use furnaces to heat up air, right? And then we blow that air throughout ductwork and into a space, and ovens. So combustion systems, so just like how we broke it down before, the type of system, the distribution, and the fuel. Okay? And I'll go as far as to say the venting as well is what we consider. But I might go over there in a minute.
Because he come over here.
After they have
Facts.
so much fun.
Go over there. Go. Shh.
Package, package terminal. Mr. King is here to take over. Package terminal units. PSAC.
Speaking plural,
Can you
man.
maybe
Speak
pop
singular,
that
man.
down?
Please,
Everybody sign in?
please speak singular.
Everybody sign in?
Everybody all signed in.
Something.
It's very expensive. So sometimes they'll run gas lines to those things and they just get their own power like that. In that case, the exhaust is somewhere else. It's not in that room. So when you go to a hotel and you see that thing on the wall, you don't have to deal with the exhaust because the exhaust from the gas takes place outside somewhere else. It's vented, running, it has a system of venting that's running out the building. Right, in this case we have a cast iron section square boiler. Inside there's gonna be water, right? So this is going to be most likely, external burner tells me that it's oil, right? If you see the fan, that's for combustion air or whatever. This doesn't really do justice, but this can technically be a dual fuel system, right? You got oil, you got oil here, you got gas down there. The thing about dual fuel, why it's important, is because, I think I explained this to y'all before, at certain times of the year, it's cheaper to use oil than it is to use gas. The colder it is, steam system. Two pipe because it has two pipes. You have one pipe steam system, right? Where steam and water travel in the same pipe, and it'll be pitched towards what we call the returns, towards the return. So in a one pipe system, water and steam pass through the same pipe, right? Water, as the steam makes its way, steam rises quite naturally, water's gonna be on the bottom. So as they pass, they'll be passing like this. That's a one pipe system. A two pipe system has steam coming in here, it gives up its heat, it condenses, and then it runs back down to the beneath. Who came up with the method? Someone on the staff came up with the method for reducing boiler explosions. And one of the main reasons boilers were exploding was because of leaks along the system. So you have a boiler, And then you have the distribution, like we saw, going up to the radiators. Right? And somewhere along, and then you have the return coming back. Somewhere along the system, there would be a leak. And at the time, they didn't have all of these safety features that we have today. All of these safety features came because boilers failed and exploded, and we had to figure out what happened, and then they came up with a solution to try to fix it. So that's where you see all these little gadgets and stuff on boilers. Most of that is all safety. Some way it's check for check, it's checks and balances. One thing checks another thing, right? So back then, they didn't have all of that. So what would happen is if you caught a leak on the system, there was really no way to tell if you had a leak. The sight glass didn't come yet, it wasn't invented yet. Right? So there's really no way you could tell you had a leak. And what would happen is boilers would run out of water. And you wouldn't even know it. And the boiler would be burning and firing dry. And imagine what would happen if you took a pot, put it on the stove, put the top on it nice and tight, and just left it there.
It burns through the pot.
It can explode, that pot.
Yep.
The pressure that builds up in that pot can explode. Right? And that's what was happening in the boilers. They were exploding left and right. Boom. So a company, an insurance company in Hartford, Connecticut, somebody on the team came up with a solution. He said, well, since the problem is that boilers run out of water, couldn't we add a loop on the return side? So that way the water level would never fall below the loop. Right? So even if the boiler ran out of water, it will only run out to a certain degree because of this loop back here. It would keep the water level lined up with this loop. And that's the Hartford loop.
That's like
specific to steam systems.
that's similar to what you were doing with the straw.
Not with the straw. You're talking about with the tissue.
I mean, with the tissue in the 2 cups.
No, that was me demonstrating capillary action. It was different. This is a little different. This is basically saying that if I put a loop on this that is right above the water level will not run out below this loop. Right? So it would keep the system full of water. Ultimately, that's what it would do. Yes.
So it's safe to say that for the truck,